my opinion, Hurricane Ida was a blessing in disguise for the Saints.
Packers fans are idiots.
George Kittle loves to get yards, especially after the catch.
Welcome back to Certified Beef. It is Super Bowl week. Me and Brandon are here to talk Super Bowl, everything Super Bowl. But first, get into some local news and then some other things inside the NFL. Vikings just signed Brian Flores, a very exciting move by the team. One that I think a lot of Vikings fans wanted to see after he was a potential candidate for the job. Brandon, it's pretty exciting news. What do you think?
Yeah, I know a lot of insiders and players around the league are very happy that Brian Flores got another chance now with Minnesota. I like it too. I know he is a blitz-happy defensive coordinator, and watching the Vikings get sacks is a very fun thing to see. So I'm excited to see what this new, not old style 3-4 defense brings to Minnesota.
And more just like at least some aggression. You saw Ed Donatel be like a pussy and sit back in zone coverage the entire time and, prevent defense, bend, don't break. Well, that doesn't work in the NFL. And it obviously didn't, because in some games it did, but most games it did not. Obviously saw with the Giants game, we just gave up a ton of fucking yards and didn't stop them on defense. But yeah, I mean, Brian Flores is going to bring in a different scheme that isn't just, that's going to change up the whole, like something that we haven't seen in the Vikings, that we haven't seen from Vikings team in a while. I can't remember the last time we've had, like, Zimmer was still a very much a zone defense guy. And I feel like Brian Flores is tend to be a man coverage guy. He's going to trust his guys on the outside, but he's going to also trust his guys up front to get pressure. And I mean, you have Daniil Hunter and Zadarius Smith, and you have Dalvin Tomlinson had a good year. Like, you got to take advantage of these guys. And then you got Eric Kendricks, who's always been a good blitzing linebacker. So definitely exciting. I feel like this is just going to make the defense. Like, I feel like if he was on the team this year, I think we could have been a way better team. Like if he was the defense coordinator, like the talent is there. And that was the problem, is the talent was there for this defense. And Ed Donatel just didn't do anything with it to make it good.
Yeah, but I think if we do start playing more man coverage than that, last year was Pat Pete's last season with the Vikings.
You think they'll play like press man or more like, I think they'll play more of a soft man than anything, but I don't know. You're definitely going to see something different. I'm glad we didn't get that defense coordinator from the Broncos, because we've already done that before last year with Ed, and it didn't work. So at least we didn't do that again.
He would have been younger, so it would have been different, I'd hope.
Fair. But I mean, very exciting move.
At least we didn't get Vic. That would have been bad.
Were we talking about getting him too?
I thought we were. I thought he might have been in the discussion.
Oh, I didn't know that. But overall, very exciting move. Hopefully it brings some changes to the defense. Cap's going up, so we might not have to lose some of the guys, these key guys on defense. We'll see. Obviously, full off season to go. In other news, though, once again, the GOAT, Tom Brady, retires once again. This time, I feel like it's for real, Brandon. Are you still skeptical that it's not?
Yeah, he's going to pull another Brett Favre. He's coming back out. Whoever bought that sand that was selling on eBay from his retirement is going to regret it. He doesn't have any family to worry about. He can go back to playing football as long as he wants. Fox is going to give him the money to broadcast whenever he decides to retire again. But in all seriousness, yeah, he's probably done. He's probably out.
I mean, you don't like get emotional on video. I mean, most time, and have it not be the last time you suit up. I mean, his goal was to play till 45, in which he did. I think he's pretty much done now. But I mean, it sucks. I feel like this is like the end of our childhood with just some of the era of quarterbacks and just what we grew up on compared to like the new age. Because I feel like the new age is definitely making a comeback. Because I mean, we lost Big Ben last year, Peyton, Drew Brees, now Tom Brady, and then it feels like the childhood's over. Now we're gonna get into what you guys are all here for, the Super Bowl. Brandon, what are you excited for most?
What I'm excited for most is that this is a pretty even Super Bowl matchup. The Chiefs and the Eagles both have the same record going into this game. I know there's lots of comparisons. They both got Kelsey brothers.
That was crazy, that comparison where they just had like the same amount of points, same record, same. That was crazy. You're right. Very even Super Bowl.
Getting into like the Chiefs side of things, you got the most potent offense in the NFL, putting up the most points, highest scoring offense, which is crazy considering what they lost in the offseason, but still Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP. I don't know how much debate there is on that. Defense is playing pretty solid. Steve Spagnuolo has got them going right now. It's going to be the Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes show for the most part. You're going to have some tough runs in there from Isaiah Pacheco, maybe some receptions from like Juju or Kadarius Toney in there, but I think it's mostly going to be Mahomes scrambling, shoveling it out to Kelce, and then some yards after the catch out there.
You know, I haven't checked like the injury status, but are all of those receivers going to play this week?
I know Mecole Hardman is out, but Clyde is
out
back.
For sure.
He has been placed on IR. Clyde is off of IR.
The Chiefs, like you said, Brian, the Chiefs' offense is so dynamic, and I mean we've seen it before with the Chiefs. They faced the 49ers defense early in the year, who was the best team in the league. They put up 44. I don't really see anything stopping them. I know that they struggled a little bit on offense against the Bengals, but I mean they did lose 3 receivers in that game, which is actually crazy to just think that they lost their top 3 receivers besides MVS, who just popped off in that game. But I mean, I don't think anything is going to stop them in Mahomes. I can't believe there was even a report that Patrick Mahomes had to assure people that he was going to play in the Super Bowl because of his injured ankle. I mean, I don't think Clyde being back is going to make much of a difference because I feel like this is definitely Pacheco's backfield. Obviously, I mean, Clyde is just coming back. But I mean, Jerick McKinnon, we'll see what he does in this game. But like you said, I think this is going to be like Travis Kelce all day long. I mean, we'll see who he's matched up against in this game. Whether it's like C.J. Gardner-Johnson or Kaiser White with a linebacker. But I mean, obviously, Travis Kelce is going to feast. I mean, that's a given. But I think that's definitely where you got to look. I mean, if they have healthy receivers, I think it's going to be an easier thing. But I mean, the defensive line for the Eagles is going to be the biggest difference between the Chiefs being good, having a amazing game and a good game, because they can make such a difference. They had the most sacks in the league this year, and we'll see. I mean, the Bengals didn't bring any pressure that game, but the Eagles can get home with 4, so we'll see if they can get some pressure on Mahomes and see if they can get him out of the pocket, which will make a big difference. But I mean, yeah, this is going to be an excellent game. I think this is just going to be an absolute track meet.
I think moving over to the Eagles side, I feel like they have the better team overall. But even still right now, I think Patrick Mahomes is miles ahead of Jalen Hurts.
No, yeah, that's fair to say.
So like that helps even it out, but I'm liking the Eagles this game. Their defense has been a lot more trustworthy this year, I feel. You got 2 outstanding cornerbacks in James Bradbury and Darius Slay. I could see Mahomes throwing at least a pick this game, especially if the defensive line gets pressure on him, moves him outside the pocket. I feel like he can try and make a Superman type of play and throw it right into the defense.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. Fair to say it. I saw one thing though about the Eagles is when they play press man coverage. I'm pretty sure this is the correct stat. But I saw one thing. I know for sure the press man coverage. They're the first pass defense of the league, but then when they drop back into a zone, they are the 22nd pass defense. Big difference for them when they, depending on what type of coverage. I definitely see them playing a lot of man coverage this game. Because, I mean, looking at this other side of the field, you can double team Kelsey, but who do you think on that team, Brandon? Do you have any trust in any of those receivers on the Chiefs to beat a James Bradbury or Darius Slay one-on-one in coverage?
No, I could see either, I think Juju or MVS will have the most success, though, in my opinion. I feel like Juju, he's got pretty good route running abilities, and then I feel like Valdez-Scantling can just torch one of them for a play and get over the top.
I mean, that was his Packers stat line when he would get like 2 catches for like 75 yards in a game.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, he's always due. I mean, I'm worried though for the Chiefs that they're not going to be able to handle that Philly offensive line.
Yeah,
I know that.
I agree.
Because, I mean, outside of Frank Clark and Chris Jones, I mean, they have players. They have good, solid players, but they don't show up almost every play. And I'm worried that that's going to have an effect. I mean, they do have, though, Nick Bolton. He is one of the best run-stopping linebackers in the league, which could help them in the run game against the Eagles. But I don't know. When the Eagles' offensive line gets going, I mean, there's not much that could stop them. And I think this could be a game that could have a problem.
Yeah, I think the Eagles' offensive line is probably the best in football right now.
I mean, yeah.
Just so many talented players. Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. There's I think
that dude playing with a torn groin. I still can't believe that. Ugh.
I think Jason Kelsey is going to counter Nick Bolton very well. I think if he gets up to the second level, it's over for Nick Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a game where if that line gets going, they could rush for over 200 yards in the Super Bowl and just make it like a ground and pound, just absolutely run it down their throat type game. I mean, and that will just open up the play action down the field, and you might see Devontae Smith or even Quez Watkins, who also is like the MVS of the Eagles, where he'll score like a 60-yard touchdown or something because he's wide open like he was against the Vikings. Because I mean, that's just a whole different story. But I mean, the Eagles, I feel like their offense is so dynamic just because Jalen Hurts is able to scramble, and I feel like no one has had a counter to it. I mean, 49ers, they played incredible in that game, and I think that that game was very. It sounds stupid, but I think that was one of the most unimpressive wins by a team that won 31-7 in a conference championship game by the Eagles. I think they played very bad for how much they won by, and I mean maybe that might be a difference. Maybe they come into this Super Bowl a little cold because their offense was not very good in that game against the 49ers. They got a lot of short fields, and obviously you take advantage of that, but they really weren't able to move the ball. And I mean, this defense by the Chiefs has been playing a lot better down the stretch. And they could cause some fits because, like you said, Steve Spagnuolo knows when to draw up that blitz or call the right defense. He's just a wily defensive coordinator that knows the ins and outs of teams and when to call it. I mean, look at the Bengals game. The Bengals looked like they were going to move the ball down the field. He moves Chris Jones out to the outside for one play, 3rd and 7, sacked, and then the Chiefs go down the field and win. So Steve Spagnuolo is definitely going to have to call probably one of his best games of his career to keep the Chiefs in this game.
Yes, but also Joe Burrow is not the scrambler that Jalen Hurts is, so it'll be interesting to see what type of curveball that throws to Steve. Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely, I feel like it's hard to dictate what's going to happen in this game because I feel like there's so many different outcomes. Like there's both teams have the ability to. I mean, the Chiefs maybe not as much, but the Eagles have the ability just to throw the top off the defense, but then they also have the ability to ground and pound the entire game. And the Chiefs, I mean, if they have to, they can run the ball, but generally they're going to lean on Patrick Mahomes, which obviously, why would you not? But I don't know. This is definitely a tougher Super Bowl to I guess, predict because the teams are so even.
Chiefs are going to have to win through the air if they're going to win at all.
Yeah. I feel like, I feel like the Chiefs don't have the ability to blow out the Eagles, but the Eagles have the ability to blow out the Chiefs in this game. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, no, I think the Eagles are better, that just have the better opportunity because they can do both things, like run the ball and pass the ball. Like, I don't know. I saw one thing today that the Chiefs are expecting to have Patrick Mahomes throw the ball 85 to 95% of the plays. So it sounds like they're just going to air raid the entire time, which who knows if that will work. Maybe.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's never a bad idea to put the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Well, especially since they're still very good, but Darius Slay and James Bradbury are still a little bit older. Not incredibly old, but they're still a little bit older. Not as fresh as they used to be.
Of course. And, their safeties are very suspect. They don't have the greatest safeties either. The Eagles do. So, like we said, MVS, maybe taking the opportunity from them. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it. I that's one thing that sucks about football is they take 2 weeks, and I feel like all I hear is they just talk about the game for constant. It's just I just wanted to get there. But it's close. But I'm also sad because football is almost over. So. But, Brandon, outside of the game, are you excited for commercials at all this year, or is it just going to be like the last 5 years where they just suck?
Commercials keep declining in quality because of the PC movement, the woke movement. Can't be funny anymore. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble.
I know. Like just the simplicity of the puppy monkey baby, just something like that.
That was so weird.
But it was so funny.
I don't know if
last year, even
for it.
Oh yeah, maybe not. Last year, they had a crypto commercial, and it was a QR code, and anyway, I'm pretty sure it was
that was one of the best commercials.
It was, but it was just yeah.
The return of the E-Trade baby was a highlight too. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that was fun to see.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh, the Budweiser, they definitely, I don't know why, but they got to bring the Clydesdales back. Those were easily one of the best commercials every year. Do you even know what I'm talking about, Brandon?
Of course I know what you're talking about.
Oh. Do you know of any new commercials that are supposed to be coming out?
No. I just hope there's a Burger King one. That's all I want.
Oh God.
Burger King.
Definitely they why wouldn't they? They're the sponsor of the NFL.
I want Burger King ad. I want the State Farm ad with Andy Reid. And you could show
what one with Andy Reid?
Where he's on the plane and he dropped mustaches on players.
They're not going to show normal commercials we see every year.
Every day.
Maybe.
I would be fine with just those two commercials throughout the entire thing.
You like those commercials that much?
No, of course not.
Oh. Do you even like those commercials?
No, they're stupid.
Oh, I was going to say, there's no way you like
the Burger King one is kind of funny.
There's no way you like the Burger King.
Taken.
I was going to say, there's no way you like the Burger King one. It's so annoying.
Have it your way. You will. Oh, damn, the Puppy Bowl is going to be on. I got to watch that.
Oh, my God. I've never watched it before. Also,
they don't even play football. It's a travesty.
Yeah, I've never understood the Puppy Bowl.
It's just to get the dogs adopted.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Are you excited for the halftime show, Brandon?
No. I don't really care.
No.
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
I'm just disappointed because I feel like Rihanna hasn't been relevant in music for 6 years, and then they're just all right, here you go. Not that she's not a good singer, but it's just
right.
I feel like there's so much better people that you could have picked for this halftime show.
I would have been completely fine if it was Taylor Swift.
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
I'm not going to lie. I would have been completely fine with that.
Fuck that.
I don't really care who it was. I don't think this one is going to top last year's because last year's was pretty electric.
The only way that it's going to be good is if Rihanna just looks hot.
Yeah, that's the only way it's gonna be good. Not if she sings well or anything like that.
Well, she's gonna sing well, but it's just like we're gonna hear the same songs that we've heard like thousands of times.
You don't
like
know
10
that. She
years
might
ago.
be dropping some new tracks right now.
I'm pretty sure she is. I don't know if she's gonna sing them in the halftime show, but I think that's why they did it. It's because I'm pretty sure she's coming back into music. But we'll see.
Who would you have wanted it to be?
I mean, like Dua Lipa would have been cool.
Was she really a football type of person?
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
I don't know. Is Rihanna a football type of person?
Not really.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've always wanted to see a country singer,
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
but they'll never do that.
Yeah. Did you know that Walt Disney World was one of the halftime acts
We do not care.
in like the 90s?
Yes, I did.
That
Yeah,
looks horrible.
I'm pretty sure they didn't start doing like a performance until like the mid '80s, like by a musician. Or,
Yeah.
like Prince was one of the first. No, not Prince.
He was not one of the first.
It was in the '90s. I'm pretty sure when they fully started doing like musical artists.
Might have been.
But yeah,
Prince
I don't
was
know.
one of the best, though.
Bro, also, why the? I mean, did you get annoyed by the fact that the same like 5 stadiums get the Super Bowl like every other year?
I mean, a little bit, but then yeah, it doesn't even matter.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, like Arizona just had what the Malcolm Butler interception was the most recent one there.
That was 10 years ago.
The Malcolm Butler interception was not 10 years ago.
That was 9 years ago.
Was it actually?
It was 14 or 15. It was 15, I think it was.
Oh, damn. That was actually 8 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. I sound like an idiot. It feels like it's only been like 5. All right. Well, Brandon, let's get into Book It with Beef. All right. First touchdown score, Brandon.
This one, it was going completely off of vibes. My vibe, my Book It with Beef sense is saying Jalen Hurts, first touchdown scorer. Feel like it's going to be a QB sneak on the 1 yard line to the right of the center.
All right. Mine is pretty boring, but I got Travis Kelce scoring the first touchdown. But this is because I hope the Eagles win the coin toss, meaning they're going to lose the game. So that means the Chiefs will get the ball first, and Travis Kelce will score first. Because you see that, Brandon, the last 8 coin tosses, whoever wins loses the Super Bowl in the last 8 Super Bowls.
Yes.
That's one of those crazy stats that I love. All right, next up, Brandon, the coin toss. What do you got?
Last year, I picked heads, and I'm sticking with it. Picking heads again. It won last year, expecting it to win again this year.
You know, Randy Moss once said, "Tails never fails," and I can never go against my boy Randy. So that's what I'm going to pick. Tails. Tails never fails. That's what you always pick on the PlayStation. All right, Brian, your prediction. What is your score prediction for the game?
My score prediction for this game, I was pretty close last year. I think I was 2 total points off, and the teams were flipped. But I'm going Philly 30, Kansas City 24, higher scoring type of game. I think it could happen, though.
I'm going to go 34-31, Kansas City. I think this is going to be an absolute track meet. I don't think any defense is going to be played in this game. I think it could go higher than this. Maybe. I feel like the defense has got to make a play at some point. But yeah, track meet. 34-31 Chiefs. All right. And then finally, your Super Bowl MVP, Brandon.
This one's a little bit out there, but I was feeling it. I was debating about making it one of my player props, or like involving him in one of my player props. I did not, but I believe it's going to be Hassan Reddick. Man is having a monster year, had a great game against the 49ers, who will have a great offensive line. I think he continues it into the Super Bowl and absolutely feasts on Orlando Brown, and comes up with Super Bowl MVP.
Mine is Travis Kelce, first tight end. I think he's gonna be the first tight end to ever win the Super Bowl MVP. I think he's just gonna have. I think he's gonna have I think he could easily have his 14 receptions like he did in the divisional round. And if he has 14 receptions, I don't really know what Mahomes does. I don't think it matters what Mahomes does. If he has 14 receptions for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or even a touchdown, I feel like it's hard not to give him the Super Bowl MVP. I just think he's going to have to be that much of a part of the offense to why I think he wins MVP for them even to win this game. So Travis Kelce will be your Super Bowl MVP. All right, moving into the normal side of Book It With Beef, we got your over/under or a spread, Brandon.
I am going to go over 50.5 points. I like my final score prediction was I would hit 54. I'm feeling like this is going to be barn burner type of game, higher scoring.
I am with you on that one. Like I said, I think it's going to be a track meet. It opened up at 48. I mean, it's moved a lot since it started. I'm surprised it hasn't gone even higher. Next up, your player prop over.
Player prop over. This one, I also feel like it was pretty easy for me to take because I feel like it against this Chiefs defense, it might not be that hard to do. Jalen Hurts, the longest pass over 36.5 yards. I think that there's just going to be one play, kind of like in the championship game, Devontae Smith, just, even though it wasn't a catch, still getting all those yards on one play. It could be air yards or it could be just some insane yak type of deal. I have high hopes for this one.
All right, my over is Travis Kelce, over 79.5. I mean, like I said before, he's going to have to be a focal point in the offense, and I think he's going to get these yards pretty easily. Brandon, you're under.
My under this week, he finally got it done last week, or 2 weeks ago in the AFC Championship game, but he's not going to do it again. Chris Jones, under 0.75 sacks. In the bank.
Straight cash, homie.
Tell them to bring me my money.
He finally got his first sack in his playoff career against the Bengals. The Bengals offensive line is not nearly as good as this Eagles offensive line is, especially if he stays on the inside. He is going to get demolished. Easy in the bank.
I think he has a better chance of getting a sack on the inside. There's no way he gets a sack on Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata. And I don't think he's going to get a sack either way. So, I mean.
So you just proved my point. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, you would think, normally, he has a better advantage one-on-one against a tackle, but Lane Johnson's not giving up a sack. And Jordan Mailata's just been stone cold the entire playoffs, too. So, a great pick, Brandon. My under, Jerick McKinnon, under 19.5 rushing yards. Clyde's coming back, so I think there's a chance that Jerick McKinnon doesn't even get a rushing attempt. And he did last time. He had 0 yards in the AFC Championship game on 4 or 5 carries. So I don't think he's gonna hurt this 19.5 at all in this game. But knowing me, he's gonna burst for a 25-yard rush one time in this game and it's going to destroy that bet. But I have faith that he won't get 19.5.
My game prop. We're going back to the Gatorade color. I really liking that it's going to be orange. Like I said, did some in-depth research about it. Currently, orange is the tied for the second best odds according to Fox with a plus 425.
What is the best odds?
Yellow/green at plus 375.
Bro, they be rocking cucumber. They be whack as hell.
So I believe that, like I said, I think if the Chiefs win, their core is still there, or more together than the Eagles was when they won. I don't know what. Obviously, I don't know every player's Gatorade preferences, but I'm feeling like orange is a very solid bet here.
I think, yeah, fair. I think 1 year they should just fuck everyone over and just do water.
Clear is an option.
Just like water
plus 550. Clear/water plus 550.
Oh,
it's not even the lowest odds. Purple and none.
None. There's no Gatorade bath.
Yeah.
What is that, like plus 10,000?
Plus 1,200.
Jesus. Yeah, I was, when you sent me this line, I was very surprised because Chris Stapleton is easily one of the slowest singers in country music. So I have the over on this, and you could put that shit in the bank.
Straight cash, homie.
Tell them to bring me my money.
All right, Brandon. That was our Book It With Beef picks and extended picks. A lot of stuff. Oh, did forget to ask you something. If Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, is he a top 10 quarterback of all time?
Probably.
Yeah. I was doing some deep diving on that because it was just like people are like always talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, fair. Like I definitely could see it. And I went through like all the all-time passing, so like stats or whatever, like yards, touchdowns, and QBR and like completion percentage. And I was going through them and I'm like, there is not a 10th quarterback in the league in NFL history that I would think is better than Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, obviously, he, like stats wise, if he were to retire, like or like get injured and have to end his career, I don't think he'd be a top 10 quarterback of all time, like stats wise. But I mean, in the end, like if he wins a Super Bowl, like he'll easily get there. I mean, not saying he won't now, but I mean, he literally is already like there. He's just that good. But final thought, I fucking hate the Eagles. I officially have come to a point where I know who I'm cheering for. I'm riding with the Chiefs. I fucking hate the Eagles. The It's Philly thing really helped, but also just realizing that the whole city of Philadelphia embodies themselves on a fictional character is one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my life.
Who?
And Rocky. And I think that is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. And it's made me like dig into that Philly hatred that I still have always. Just another thing that's so stupid about that city.
Why do you hate
and that's
Rocky?
why I don't hate Rocky. I hate the fact that that city embodies themselves based off a fictional character.
Do you hate that we have a Mary Tyler Moore statue in Minneapolis?
Didn't even know that. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Uncultured.
But do we embody it? Does Minneapolis embody themselves by Mary Tyler Moore?
Couldn't tell you.
No, I would say they probably embody themselves based off a sport or a sporting team or like Prince or then a fictional character. I hope the Chiefs, I hope they didn't put some shit on this Rocky statue this week because that is the ultimate curse. But yeah, fuck Philly. I'm riding with the Chiefs as much as I don't want to, just because I want that salary cap stat of winning quarterbacks to stay true. Just because it's an interesting stat. But Patrick Mahomes does win a Super Bowl. He has more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers. So just another player to pass good old Aaron. Oh, fuck, I forgot to talk about that too. now that Brady's retired, this whole thing about Aaron Rodgers going on this 4-day trip now to like debate on retiring or not, there's no way he retires. His ego is so big that he will not retire with Tom Brady and go to the Hall of Fame with him at the same time. There's no chance. Absolutely zero chance.
Why not?
Because his ego is too big. He's got way too big of an ego to where he can accept going into the Super Bowl or the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame as the second best quarterback in the Hall of Fame going in that year. There's no way he can do that. His ego is too big.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for Tom. Who knows?
I mean, it doesn't matter who Tom goes in with. He's going to be the greatest anyways. But yeah, no, I think he's going to come back. I don't know who he's going to play for, but he's coming back next year. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Certified Beef. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Fly, Eagles, fly.